Okay, try speaking.
Uh,
Yep.
what, like basic test? Alright, okay.
Alright, then I'm online.
Yeah, just link me it. They all gonna get a link to it, or I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a link here on the. You should get an invite
Uh,
now, and just come spectate.
oh
Alright.
look at us, our little spectate faces.
Yeah. Okay, so we're online now,
Alright.
and we're getting on to the first game of the Runeterra Ravens Nemesis tournament. And so far, 3 teams are playing. So this will be Team 1 versus Team 2, and then we'll get along with Team T versus Team 2 or 1. Either one.
Have these been randomly shuffled, or are these teams more
Uh,
built?
these teams they are shuffled to be balanced, so there won't be one team having only diamonds and platinums. They have been balanced to maximum
Yeah.
efficiency. And we should be getting into game 1 shortly, as
Right.
the teams are just preparing themselves.
I mean, from the looks of it, not sure if there's going to be any outright carries. Although this is Nemesis, so I'm quite interested in what's to pick, because obviously there's quite different opinions on what some people view as bad champions compared to others.
Yeah. Well, is in your mind would be the the most efficient team for the other team to pick against themselves? Like, what would they wanna pick?
I would maybe. Well, I would obviously for one try to pick as much like of a single type of damage for my opposing team, just so counter building would be really easy. Um, I'd maybe hope to get kind of as least CC as possible on on their side, because I mean, even if it doesn't matter if you get built against, like CC is kind of hard to build against unless you go full tenacity, and like
Right.
at the end of the day that still takes up item slots.
So, wouldn't the most efficient be that other team picks only AE carries, because they'll be the most easiest to count build against?
Well, I guess it would depend, because I mean, if you built AD full, if you give them all AD carries, their late game would surely be something that's gonna be quite scary to go against. So maybe like I've seen my few games on this, quite a bit of just people throwing out as many like kind of weakish junglers or supports as possible. Like you put on their team, as least damage or as least CC, one or the other. So I've seen a lot of people pick Evelyn for the other team just because she kind of struggles in the new jungle. She hasn't got the sustain that you would like on a jungle, so she has to pick up like the Rangers Trailblazer, abuse her early in the jungle. Like any kind of counter jungling will pretty much destroy her jungle run.
Right.
I feel like Evelyn's going to be a pick. If not that, then I've seen a lot of people pick Zyra. Not really sure why. I mean, Zyra can still, put out a strong amount of damage.
Yeah, well, I think the thing with Sarah is that she's relevantly squishier compared to other APs out there.
Yeah, and her spell casting range is incredibly low compared to some others that are out there. Like Syndra's Q outranges the Zyra Q by quite a large extent. which for Zyra, I mean, yeah, for Zyra, that makes it quite rough. Just having to lane against any kind of mid lane. Although I guess in Nemesis mode, you could set up a lane for yourself, which maybe it could be Zyra versus a melee character. So I mean that could work out very well, but I guess we'll have to see.
Indeed, we shall see. And the teams are just now getting over the rules and such as that, so we'll get into the first game relatively soon.
Frank, you might want to change the title of your stream.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
I did it, but hold on. Ah, come on. I changed it like 3 times already. And update. Changes saved. Okay. Now if I alright, so we won't be able to see flat out one specific type of champions, as they have to be picked for roles. So there has to be a top laner, a jungler, a mid laner, and a bottom laners.
Right.
So they just have to work around the currently the weakest champions for their roles.
Yeah.
So yeah, Evelyn would be an ideal pick, and I think blue team will definitely think about it. And what other picks would there be like high priority targets?
I'm quite interested if they are going to stick with the role specific idea, because I mean the counter picking will be interesting. Like just say a top laner gets picked, like R or something, and the opposing team tries to pick something that Na would destroy. I mean, it's like you've flipped around how counter picking works. Like you're picking something, bad for the opposing team.
Right.
And
so
I'm curious on how that's going to really what these people are going to do, because I mean, it's strange to. Oh, we've gone straight into it.
Okay, so interesting to see. Apparently, there's 3 bans on either teams, and then we'll get to the picking phase. So how do you want to work out this banning phase? Do you want to ban out the strongest champions in the meta, or how would you go?
Well, the general idea so far has been to ban characters considered, bad, or maybe characters you really think that your playstyle could not support. I mean, in this situation, it's hard to tell, because being most of these players are gold and plat, they should have like a general idea of what they're going to do with any champion. So I feel all of these bans would be champions that they feel they're very not confident at, or just champions that aren't strong. They won't compete at all in this game. So
Alright.
I mean, Urgot's a good example of being banned.
Yes, it looks like if the blue team is going for top champion bans in the meta, and the purple team is doing the confidence picks.
Yeah.
At the moment. So Morgana and Rek'Sai ban out for blue team, and we'll see what the second ban is. Master Yi. But they're not they are not confident about playing a Master Yi on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure about the Master Yi. I mean, do these players know each other very well?
Yes.
Ah, well, they might try to be removing picks the enemy team knows, uh, that they will suffer with. So it's kind of these mind games so far. The Quinn bans come out, and Heimerdinger was quickly locked in after that. Mordekai's a pick.
Mordekai's the first pick picked by the blue team for the red team, and that's a perfect example of a champion that doesn't have CC that you were speaking of.
Yeah. Although I feel if the red team is able to capitalize on Mordekaiser, although we're not sure which lane that Mordekaiser will be going. So Mordekaiser, in this case, it could be top or it could be mid, and maybe they'll think about shutting the Mordekaiser down so he doesn't get to a point where he can maybe carry. And if you do shut the Mordekaiser down, he won't really do much in terms of team contribution. So their team fights might be a lot easier for blue team.
Yes. And in the meanwhile, a Varys and a Zac locked in by the red team.
Yeah, I mean that's quite interesting because the Zac, I think he can clear jungle okay, although he does need help. But I mean the ganks on the Zac, maybe in the bot lane, the Varys and Zac would be brutal, really. I mean, especially as you see here, since they've got the Varys and Zac, picking Ashe for an opponent in the bot lane would be very good, since Ashe doesn't really have any natural ways of escaping apart from maybe taking flash. Varys ult and the Zac jumping in and ulting would lock down the Ashe very quickly, which could give them the lead they need.
And that's right.
The Nunu pick not been locked in yet.
There
sorry.
is the locked in.
Yeah, look down for me.
This is kind of I'm looking at. So which side is currently doing the picking? Like I said, the blue team is now picking for the red team.
Yeah.
But that's quite interesting to see an Alistar lock in by the red team.
Red team seems to have not taken into contribution the CC, which could come from that. Although I think they've got the idea that they want to kind of reduce as much damage as possible from the blue team. So I mean, Zac and Alistar, that'd be kind of. I think they want to force the Alistar to go into the support role. But it seems they might be running Alistar. Actually, yeah, I think the Alistar would end up supporting.
Yes, and Zac jungle. But then a Zyra lock in, that would be a mid laner.
So we'll be seeing Zyra versus Mordekaiser so far, and from the looks of it, it's going to be back in the jungle most likely.
Right.
Against Nunu jungle.
Yes.
But yeah, this bot lane that they've got. There's the Evelyn pick I was. That'll be Evelyn jungle, Zac top, and then we'll have a Varys and an Alistar versus the Ashe and Soraka, which is going to be interesting to say the least. I feel like if the Alistar plays well.
Yes, the Alistar is actually a top laner. We totally forgot about that. He's a top laner in the latest meta that he was in. But
I'm curious on who will be. Would that be an Evelyn support? Or attempting the support role for? I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of weird looking for the blue team. I think the red teams managed to give them. They've given them basically an initiation team, whilst they're going for a sustain team.
I feel that red team. In terms of team fighting, I would say blue team does have the edge, but we have to be careful on looking at if the Ashe gets shut down, like I said she could. The Zac gank and the Varus ulti could do a lot of damage. So I feel like if they manage to take this Ashe out in the lane, that they'd be able to steamroll these team fights, maybe take a bunch of objectives, get dragon control. But I feel that's going to be hard to do, since, Nunu's always a threat. The Smite Q is very hard to out-damage.
Yeah.
So the dance around Dragon will be interesting to say the least. In the mid lane, the Mordekaiser Zyra, both relatively short-ranged spellcasters, so that'll be interesting as well.
Yeah,
but
I think Zyra would take an early advantage over Mordekaiser. But if Mordekaiser gets to go in over Zyra, Zyra's gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah, if that Mordekaiser gets a lead, he could well and truly just carry.
Yeah. And of course there's the spectator QA for 3 minutes, and we're halfway there. And we'll soon get into the game and see how would they go.
So,
any level 1 skirmishes?
I feel like because of these teams, if anyone's going to do the early level 1, it will be the blue team. I don't think purple team would want to risk it. They do have the Nunu, but in terms of just level 1 fighting capabilities, the Varus arrow, if landing on any of the pushier targets, would put them straight off wanting to do the invade. So I feel if anyone's going to do it, it will be blue team. But the doors are open. Purple team could, maybe sneak in, try and get the Nunu steal. Although that would put a few of the lanes behind. But moving on from that, what do you think? Who do you think will win? We'll go with a straight vote from the champion picks.
Well, they both have kind of that element of they're going for that late game with the Mordekaiser, with the Mundo. But then in the same time with the Alistar and Varus, that they, I think I would give this over to the red team actually.
Oh, I was thinking blue team would maybe do quite well just because of their team fighting prowess.
Yes, I was thinking the same, but then they're just not so squishy. They're a little bit tankier on the red side, so they will be outlasting them in the team fights if they manage to get a proper controlled team fights. Well, you will see. It's you versus me, red team versus blue team.
Put those bets on. As we can see, this is blue team appears to have quite a few skins, which gives me a bit of hope.
Oh yes, and a little bit more boobs as well. As they are awesome. Oh,
Rock is just hiding hers away.
Yes.
And then as well, one to look for. Who do you think is going to be the player to look out for, the champion to change the tides of the game?
Oh, that's a tough one. Over the red team, I'll give it to Mordekaiser to see if he manages to get going with an early kill. But then on the red team, on the blue team, I think it will be Alistar to see how he gets those engages on.
Yeah, I mean, after all, the Alistair top was quite the
Quite a menace.
yeah, it was quite the strong on meta top laner for a while until they removed Alistair's trade capabilities after they stopped him from doing a basic attack after using headbutt, making his Trinity Force trades not as effective anymore. But this game is going to be interesting. I mean, I'm very curious to see how this Zac jungle will, use the kind of pressure of his strong ganks. I mean,
yes.
you can dive straight into a lane over a wall, and it could mean a lot for any lane which is receiving the Zac gang.
Yes,
But
a little bit showing off between the top laners and Evelyn popping out of the stealth, trying to do some damage with the hit spikes, but won't do too much. He's actually taking a bit of damage for Mundo himself, so he's having to get away from that. But they're still pressuring on to Mundo, going on strong, and actually taking him half health. So no level 1 skirmishes so far. Both teams are just keen on protecting, warding up their enemy
yeah,
jungle
very standard
entrances.
wards. The Zac seems to be starting on the red buff side with the Krugs,
Yeah.
as opposed to the Grom, which is interesting. Which possibly could mean that the Zac is going to go for the level 3 top lane gank to try and shut down the Mundo. And we also see Evelyn Alistair in the top lane.
Yes, leaving the Ellie carry to solo farm, and actually they're taking advantage of Evelyn's stealth and trying to zone out Mundo.
Not sure if that was the right move to show. I mean, if I was maybe executing this, I think I would consider more the Evelyn maybe not showing herself until the Zac gank arrived, so then you could do a 3v1 and hopefully get the first blood. But I feel like if Mundo is then made aware of the Evelyn's presence, he'll just sit under tower and farm, which could ruin all capabilities of this jungle route. Because
Yeah.
I mean,
And actually Nunu coming in for early gank onto Cyrus that hasn't got any mana. She managed to get away. A snowball hits, there goes the ignite, and Cyrus forced to flash out. And that should be now. Nunu actually flashing in for a snowball himself, but doesn't do enough damage and almost gets taken down by the turret damage.
that play, I'm not sure if it seemed like a bit of greed, but it was a flash blow. But I think this Zyra will sit back a lot more, hopefully, and this Evelyn is taking a lot of cleavers, which are maybe unnecessary.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see he's actually doing a long sword, so that would be an AD Evelyn.
Maybe
at
maybe
best.
Rune King.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of hybrid, or then flat out AD Evelyn.
The red side's bot lane is doing a good job of keeping this solo.
Oh, and actually Alistar flashing in on the top lane, getting the
Nunu
hit
comes
over
in
his
for the
headbutt.
save.
Doesn't manage to take down Mundo. Mundo flashing away from harm's way, and Nunu just to secure. Nothing more will go on. And that's a flash gone from Alistar.
I mean, the play seemed good, but I don't think they had the damage to support this, which is maybe what the red team was wanting, for their opponents to not have this damage
Yeah.
that they desired. I mean, they have this CC, but if they've got nothing to follow it up, it could become troublesome. So I'm not sure if putting this Varus in a solo lane was a good idea.
No, as you can see, he's already fallen 9 CS behind at 5-minute mark. And he's out of potions, so he should be going back as he does. But that just leaves for open turret damage by the red team to the turret.
I think the red team, you know, sticking to the standard placement of their characters was just a good thing to do. Because this blue side, they're starting to feel the consequences because after the Evelyn answer isn't working out too well. That takes some unwanted damage.
Yeah, Zack's trying to clear out the minion waves and takes a little bit damage, but he still would have that passive up. And just keeping it cleared until Varus gets back to lane.
Though I'm really excited for the just the potential for the team fights.
Yeah,
because
should be a quite beautiful mess.
I mean, I'm concerned again with this Evelyn top that it would maybe give away a much desired dragon pressure. Again, I feel like maybe they should have put the Alistair somewhere closer to this AD carry, just because. I mean, I feel like the Evelyn could maybe handle herself if she just sat back and, you know, safe farm, try to dodge the Mundo cleavers. I mean, if this Varus had maybe a bit of support, be able to, you know, get the much needed CS and not be harassed out by this Ashe Soraka bot lane, and it would also just help with the pressure on Dragon.
And actually, Nuno coming up to show himself on the bottom way, onto a kind of a low health Varus.
Early Dragon call thing.
Oh yes, they're moving up for Dragon as both mid laner and the bottom laners are moving up.
They've got nice vision around it. Zack's nowhere near it. And I think they're gonna get this one.
Yeah, that should be the first Dragon. Cyrus actually going on to check it. Sees that being done. Will he try to steal it? No. But instead, Cyrus actually going in pretty close. He's trying to get the first blood on Nunu, but he's not able to do it. As Soraka flashing, and there's a Ignite on Cyrus, and first blood goes to Nunu. But actually,
Cyrus does get a kill.
Yeah, it's a return kill. And there's Zack trying to see if he can clean up. But he doesn't know
so
Soraka.
far, it's all coming back to this strange map positioning, and the fact that red team just had wards. I mean, in that situation, they had the pink ward and they had 2 wards outside of Dragon. Zack's doing a bit of a daring move. He has no idea where this Nunu is. Presume he thinks he's recalled, but Nunu's just gonna leave it.
Yeah, Nunu's not gonna go check his own blue buff, and that's a blue buff stolen. Quite openly. Just
I don't think it's gonna affect them too much. The Mordecai doesn't need it at all. I mean, it doesn't really affect the Nunu too badly. Nunu still has the okay clear with his passive giving him the 3 spells, but I was quite curious with this Zyra. She did do a lot of damage, even though she only had I think at the time 2 Dorans, just only 2 Dorans, and still managed to do this great AoE damage and pick up a kill. Not from her passive, but from her plants after she died.
Ah. I'm quite interested to see that no TPs were popped by the top laners. Actually, Mundo didn't have his up as he used it to teleport back to top lane. But Alistar did not teleport down into the fight. And now Evelyn showing herself in the mid lane. And Mordecai takes a bit of damage for his sake. And now it's the roaming support from the blue side. I will start trying to switch some damage along with the Mundo, but he's just not, he's taking over the damage that he's actually dealing. So Mundo is kind of winning on this straight. I will start trying to headbutt Mundo to the turret range, but he's too far away. Mundo still has the ulti, he's willing to go for it, and actually Evelyn is caught out in a terrible way. That's just a free kill. onto that support.
That's the new ulti blow. Alistair ulti drawn out as well. Seems like they're just going to do a simple trade.
And then there's the tank on the bottom lane with the Varus ultimate. Zac trying to jump it, but just not getting range for that CC. So that's a ulti blow from Varus. And he's down to 200 health. But Zac is still trying to go for it.
See, that's what I was talking about. The Zac Varus combo. Varus ulti, Zac jump in. But it seemed to be that the Zac actually whiffed his jump a little bit and didn't actually get over the wall.
No. Let's see, and Evelyn is now ganking onto that Mordekaiser. He's flashing away from the Zyra ulti. And Evelyn pops her ulti as well, but no casualties.
Game's still relatively close. There is a dragon to one side, but the gold is only 800 gold deficit, or 900.
And Evelyn again is trying to go out there. And actually the mid laners are exchanging damage while the Nunu goes on the Evelyn. Evelyn's gonna go down from this, but the snowball is not enough. And Nunu actually flashes in for the range, and the red buff actually ticks down.
The lack of mana on the Zyra becoming a problem again. Maybe the Zac hanging around bot lane for so long denied a blue buff for the Zyra, which might have helped out there.
And actually Nunu is trying to look again onto the Alistar. Mundo pops his ulti and Alistar no ulti is just gonna go down. So 4-0 Nunu at 12 minutes. That's going to be huge. And Zac still trying to gank. There's another ulti from Varus, and there's the ulti from Zac. Zyra gets knocked to the turret, he goes down to Varus. Zac keeping on Ash, trying to CC as much as possible, trying to slow down. And Varus in range for the face attack, and he goes down for a double kill.
That was what I was talking about. You see, the Zac Varus is gonna be crucial to the blue team's victory. The Zyra's holding out okay. She's down in CS against this Mordekaiser, but hopefully, once she is able to stabilize her mana, she seems to be picking for Rod of Ages first. If she stabilizes the mana, their team fight will be very effective. And you must remember that all of red team's kills are on the Nunu, which might not be too good.
Yeah, not
in
the
the late
ideal
game.
target. Mundo TPing down at the bottom, preventing the blue team from taking down the turret. But in the meantime, the blue team is just gonna take that top turret with the help of Evelyn, who is going for the Blade of the Rune King first. And Dragon's coming up in 10 seconds, and no clear warding from either team except for one pink ward in the Dragon Pit for the blue team. Now Dragon is live. Our team is gonna clear out some wards in that area.
Evelyn is coming down. Alistair's TP is down as well.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to recall and go out there as he's doing.
So is the Mundo. Well, the Mundo hasn't recalled. The Alistair has. I think they're gonna blue team's gonna try and deny it and wait for this Alistair to be able to catch up with the rest of the team. They can do a 5v4. Because this Mundo's just gonna try and get a tower, and hopefully blue team will be able to get themselves a much needed dragon buff. But this red team's hopping around the bush.
He's starting on Dragon. Nunu using the absolute zero to get the smite. And actually Zac is caught out in the Dragon Pit. Will he go down? There's Evelyn ulti coming down. And such chaos. And actually Zac manages to pick up a kill. And there's Varus getting out the shutdown kill. And Zac...
Why, so there was a lot of hesitation on blue side. As soon as that Nunu got dragon buff, Zac went in, his team wasn't there to follow straight away. Afterwards, the Zyra popped her ulti and they all followed through and they managed to get a good amount of kills.
And actually, let's see this, Evelyn is tanking, but Mordekaiser puts the ulti onto Zyra, who goes down. So that's not the kill actually wanting. Actually, will Evelyn go down to the basic attacks of the Zyra Ghost that are pretty strong. Zack is jumping from over the wall, but Zack is trying to overheal it, and my god, she gets away with a kill.
The Mordekaiser passive proving crucial there.
And actually Mundo trying to get a kill on the Alistar, who is healing under the turret. He's not getting away. And now Varys is caught out in a very awkward place, just trying to 1v1.
That seemed like a bit of greed there. If Varys changed a little earlier, he might have been able to actually get himself a kill on the Ashe. But this Alistar Mundo lane seeming to...
Oh, and Mundo is called out. He tries to flash over the turret range, but he's unable to do it. Nuno comes in, trying to get kill, start the absolute zero. Alistar flashing away, and that's a double kill to this very awkward looking support that is dealing only damage. So even on kills and a 300 gold difference, even on turrets, this will as even as it would get. But there is, Red Team does have those 2 dragons.
Zyra has now picked up the blue buff, which should hopefully help her out a lot. She fires an ulti straight at Mordekaiser, but it really doesn't do anything.
No, he was out of range from that ulti, so just an ulti blown. And Evelyn is trying to get a pick onto the Soraka, so over the wall, but it gets slowed by Ashe. Ashe gets rooted up by Zyra, takes a little bit damage, but manages to get away. And now Varys
seems to be in trouble.
Varys is in trouble with the Mundo chasing under him with the cleavers, has to pop the ulti to get away. But the cleaver actually hits and Mundo pops his ulti. He's gonna chase onto this Varys. Is he gonna get the kill? Yes, he is.
I'm quite interested into why Blue Team decided.
Oh! And just another pick onto the Evelyn.
I'm interested to why Mundo was picked with the enemy team. Mundo has this incredible base damage regardless of what he builds. As long as he stays alive, he can just stand there and burn your entire team with this enhanced Sunfire game.
Right. And actually Zack tried to jump in, but he jumps right into an absolute zero and gets popped.
He does. Oh no, he doesn't manage to get a kill. Maybe Zyra can pick something out.
No, but he gets popped out.
There, she might have been able to get a kill. Alistar does.
Alistar goes in with the headbutt polarized, but he's just getting overpowered. Evelyn is not trying to chase down onto the Nuno, but the Blood Bolt should keep him away. And now switching target to Soraka. There's the arrow, and it hits onto Soraka.
This Varys getting some much needed gold, and it could prove crucial in the late game, especially when this Varys also has blue buff.
Oh, and Ashe almost going down to the arrow. Messy is the word to describe these fights. And yeah, Mundo actually teleported to the backline into the enemy jungle. I don't know what he was trying to see if he can pick somebody off.
This Varys and Evelyn not in the best of places. That Mundo is Varys' worst nightmare. A bit of a strange cleaver there. But
he's going in. There's the Varys ulti blown on the
this
Mundo.
Ulti, I feel like the Mundo could still run for this.
Well, definitely, but he chooses not to. Meanwhile, Alistar and Zyra are gonna make some damage onto this turret. Now they're gonna pick up a blue buff. But this turret is actually going down, and it's not fought against. That's just a free turret. And actually Zack trying to jump in to cut a road for the red team, but jumps in a little bit too ahead. And Zyra getting hit by the slow and the cleaver, actually popping the ulti onto Ashe. Doesn't do enough damage. Evelyn is now going onto the Ashe. So Varys is trying to do some damage onto the Mordekaiser. And
Nunu ulti has been blown. The Zyra did a little more damage that time, and the Varus was able to just trunk off that Mordekaiser, which could prove. Quite breaking out. Zac trying to take out the Mundo. The Alistair and the Evelyn being left alone.
But there's no follow-up. There's no team is not there. They're gonna pick up a kill on the Evelyn. Alistar is now in the Mundo pops his ulti, but Alistar should go down to the Mordekaiser, and he does. Now just chasing onto the Varys and the Zac. They're just gonna pick up a kill onto Varys. And they're still chasing the Zac, but he just jumped over the wall. Now Evelyn is in the fight.
My main concern in this fight has that been that Varys was warded off the entire time by the Mundo. Zac and Varys were way too concerned with the Mundo, who was just shutting them out of the fight, whilst the enemy red team's AD carry was able to shoot down this Alistair, this Evelyn, pick off people quite easily, and it just opens them up for this dragon.
Yeah, so that would be number 3 dragons picked up for the red side. And they are up almost 3,000 gold, so not that much. And the Varys, gold AD carries are having a lovely day with kills, 7 and 6.
I would like to see this Varus actually hit some more kind of key targets. Like we saw earlier that when he was hitting the Mordekaiser, he was winning the fight. He was getting some massive damage down without really taking anything in return. But in that fight, the Mundo was just proving too strong, and the Cleaver's hurting just as usual.
Oh, and
Evelyn goes
team is
straight
actually
in.
trying
Not
to
sure if
set
it
up
was a
a
good
trap.
idea.
Trying to set up a trap with Evelyn and Alistar, but the red side is too mobile, and they're just gonna get away from that. And actually, Alistar is staying over. He's just gonna get slowed, and he should be going down. Actually, that's a very bad play from the Alistar. Choosing to stick in that bush to see if there's something that he could done. And actually the Ash arrow now hitting onto the Zyra. He gets stunned up, he takes damage, and Ash picks up the kill.
Out. Although that is it. Evelyn trolling a little bit.
Evelyn seeing that there's no way out, so might as well go out with style. And actually a first kill for that Soraka support. It's actually working pretty nicely for them.
Quite interested by actually giving the opponent a Soraka Ashe bot lane, which is a pretty stable bot lane. I mean, there's poke, there's quite a lot of sustain. Ashe has quite a large basic attack range. It's rather safe to play, but I feel the Zac maybe should have camped it a little more and done as much needed kills. And again, it brings me back to if Alistair had gone to support this game and they made the Evelyn go top alone, I feel like the Alistair would be able to sit with Varus, and the Zac actually become a lot more potent.
Evelyn just...
Like
Evelyn is just having his own kind of fun there, but in the meantime the Absolute Zero is trying to kill the blue team, but it's mostly dodges, and then that's a messy team fight. The Varys ulti hitting on all of them.
Blue team has this AoE damage, and they're pulling it off rather well. They just weren't able to close off a kill on anyone.
A lot of ultimates burned in that one team fight. The Varys ulti actually hitting on every single member of the red team.
Soraka actually having no mana to do anything.
Zac actually jumping onto Nunu. He's trying to go down, but there's a Soraka heal. Not going to go down, but now Zac is in trouble as he gets slowed down by the Ashe. But there's the Zyra ultimate, but they get flashed out. And Mundo is actually trying to go for the Zyra, but he's not going to be able. He's going to go down. Yes, he is to the Zyra plant. A little bit overcockiness by Mundo trying to get that kill. And yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. Actually, that's an Ignite Burn, and he's not gonna go down. Yep, and there's the finishing blow. Alistar's gonna get slowed down by the Ashe. Is that will be enough damage? No, there's that Alistar actually trying to go in, and he goes, and he gets a kill.
Blue team gets a double kill from that. I mean, it's a shame that the Evelyn has given up. But from that fight, it actually turned out pretty well, and it showed that they're still in this.
Oh, Mordecai are actually turning on the Varys, popping the ulti onto him, but Varys popping the heal, and he's gonna get away. And Sax is actually jumping on the Mordecai, but Mordecai flashes and gets a kill onto him. Flashy plays, indeed.
I have the question that I engaged. And the Varys was way too low to support it, and I don't think the Zac was able to kill an 8-2 in Mordekaiser.
And actually Mordekaiser is gonna press it down by the mid lane and the Evelyn. Is he gonna keep alive? Is he gonna get a kill? Actually, no, he's not. And Nunu, he's chasing on the Zac, who flashes and gets the ultimate. That's brilliant ultimate. He's gonna go down to the turret.
Well played by this Zac. You know that guy.
I would make a French joke, but I won't. So both AD carriers are doing the exact same thing. Ash is ahead with the pickaxe. And Zac is actually trying to go in onto Soraka and the Mundo, and Soraka gets popped by the Alistar.
Yeah, beautiful pick. The Ash decides that she doesn't want to get involved with that. The Mundo can run out with his ultimate and his tier 2 boots.
And
Alistar seems to be leading the charge for every fight.
And actually should he use that engagement that the team needs, but he's kind of... He doesn't have any items, he's spilling all over the place. And there's the Ash Arrow on the Alistar, and Alistar's just gonna pop that unrelentless force. And now the red team is going for the dragon, that's number 4. Uncontested, Varys tries to steal with the arrow. Now Mundo going in onto the blue team.
We gotta remember the Mundo doesn't actually have his ulti up.
No, and he's trying to zone out the AP carry, but there's a brilliant ulti from the Sahira. And now Zac is chasing onto the Nunu. Actually, the bottom lane of the red team was not in that fight. And Nunu Consume is gonna get away. But the red team is actually turning.
Silence from Soraka.
Oh, they're turning.
The team.
That's a triple kill. And they get a quadra kill. Yes, that's a quadra kill for the Ash. And they are pinging for that Evelyn. That's a long way to go if he wants that penta. I'm not sure if he's gonna get that. And as it should time out
Evelyn having the Illuminati triangle of wards.
Yes, let's see if Ash can get it. That's an actual pentakill! If that's not delayed, I don't know what is.
I swear there's a 10-second delay on that. That did not seem like 10 seconds to me.
No, that was more like 25. But that's a surprise. Pentakill actually coming off the Ash.
I'm quite surprised. If that Evelyn is French, I'm amazed by the fact that she stood there and took it. Because most of the time, they would run.
You're right there. And I can confirm that he is indeed French. And now Alistar is actually in the jungle. He finds Ash, fails the pulverized headbutt, but there's the Varys ulti, and the Ash ulti actually popping on the Alistar. Alistar is gonna pop his ulti. Now there's Mundo in the mist. And Varys is gonna
notice there's also 2 sight stones on the blue team, but they still have not used that to great effect.
No,
Red team having 2 pink ones that have survived the whole game. They've managed to blue team's managed to ward up their own red side jungle a little bit and near Baron pit, but yeah. Red team's wards just seem to be more efficiently placed.
Yeah,
and the Mordekaiser is pushing top lane. It just seems to be going all in favour of red team.
Yeah, that is a pretty great side stone actually from Alistar, and actually it's gonna go down to the Soraka. He's gonna go down, but Soraka is actually gonna pick up the kill onto Alistar, and now Cyrus in big trouble as he's gonna go down. That's a double kill for the Soraka. And they turn it.
Evelyn showing off her moves.
Yeah, going on to stealth, so not so many people can see these moves. But they actually get popped by the minion waves. And that's the kill for Mundo. Oh, and then we actually totally missed that. Zac jumping onto Soraka. But Mordecai is just gonna pick off that top lane inhibitor turret. To no contest. And he's got to be going for that inhib. Not sure if he's gonna go down. He's trying to go for the Varys. And there's the Zhonya's actually trying to flashes away. Is he gonna get away from this? It's most unlikely that he will. Nunu is trying to come in. Oh, and actually he managed to get the kill on the Varys. But now he's going down for the Syra. Now Nunu's in a tough place as he's in the enemy base. He gets some damage taken up to him. And actually Mundo helping him to get away. Now Ash is trying to go for the Alistar while Mundo goes for the Syra. Ash gets CC. There's the ulti from Ash.
The Evelyn catches the Ash ulti straight to the face and stands there and takes the arrows like a bitch.
Right. Now Mundo is going for that Syra. He should pick up that kill. Syra pops his ulti. Mundo fails a flash and goes down to the Alistar, who still doesn't have finished item 31 minutes in.
I mean, the Ashe is looking incredibly strong.
Almost.
And she nearly killed the Baron.
Oh, and there's
the Baron dies with the Starfall.
There's this snipe from Soraka. That's beautiful. 5 and 6 Soraka. With almost. Whoa. He has gotten that chalice.
I mean,
and now Zac is going on to the Soraka. Soraka trying to 1v1. Oh, and Nunu baiting out the ulti. Oh, just a little bit too late. But Soraka is still gonna go down to the Zac ulti, who is actually going for AP pill.
Very interested at the fact that you can see the deficit between the two AD carries right now. Varys actually has a BF sword down from the Ashe, which, you know, is surprising really. I thought the deficit would have been larger. This Varys has tried his hardest to, you know, keep the team in the game, and it's just not been working out so far. The team fights have just gone a bit awry. The 4 dragons obviously don't help either.
Oh, and a beautiful trade up from the Mordecai. You see Varys gonna go down. Die. Yes, he is. And now the TP coming from Mundo. Cyrus would have been caught out in a hard place. Actually cancels out the episode 0 perfectly, and now Mundo is in 2v1. He's trying to get out the Syra. Syra has the Rite of Ages passive bracking onto her, so she's gonna get some health. And Mundo is gonna pop his ulti, and there's the wish upon a star from Soraka and the heal, so he's gonna get away.
Zyra with the Morellonomicon proving effective against this Mundo because his ulti was, you know, it was cut off for like 50% of its efficiency.
Oh, and actually, red team is going for dragon number 5. Is Mundo? Oh, Zac actually gets the steal! But he's just ended up in being a sacrificial lamb. And meanwhile, Evelyn. Oh,
doing what she knows best.
Dying. Oh, and gets killed in the end, not execution.
Is that they're setting up for a Baron now? They're starting it.
Yeah, good start. Doesn't have any wards in there. That should be a free Baron.
I mean, there's going to be no chance of a smite steal after that dies. I'm taking the dragon. But I mean, at least it's just a Baron buff, not a Baron buff and 5th dragon star.
No, and actually Mundo is going on the Varys and pops the ulti way too late. and actually goes down to the Varus. And Mondukaiser is pushing the top lane. And it looks like they are going for the bottom lane. Evelyn's kinda caught out, but he actually chooses to run away as a proper Frenchman.
I'm quite interested that this whole game the Soraka is stuck to this Ashe, just providing all the heals that are necessary to keep this AD carry going in teamfights. Which, you know, has been quite a key thing to the teamfights being won, is the fact that they've kept these AD carries alive.
Yeah, Zac actually jumping onto the Nunu. And meanwhile, Ashe and Soraka managed to take down the Zyra. That's a mid laner Khan. And that should be a free turret game. That's 8 turret for the red team. And they're at this point, they're just decimating these 1v1s that are happening. And Mordecai is flashing in and gets instant pop onto Varus. Meanwhile, the bottom lane is taking down the turret and the inhibitor. And no inhibitors are up. Actually, the red team could push for a win here.
It seems to be GG. Baron buff, 3 inhibitors taken,
Exactly.
and there are 4 dragon stacks with that extra building damage.
And actually, also trying to headbutt Nunu onto the fountain, but it's not
That
enough,
is the
and that
GG.
is the game. So the red team winning.
Looks like your bet was correct.
My bet was right. I'll cash that $5 in.
Devlin with an incredibly effective build of 4 Moby Boots.
And now let's see if we can get some interviews down from the red team. Let's see who to choose.
Zac, actually. I feel like he would have been the captain.
Yeah, but from the red team.
Well, it'd probably have to be the actually, maybe the Mordekaiser or the Soraka seems quite intent with staying with that throughout the whole thing.
Well, there is actually some players have gone AFK, so we'll just see if any of the red team members are still there. So we're just gonna pick up the swags. Okay, we might get in the Nunu, or might be getting.
Well, that was good too. He was in the right place at the right time, managing to pick up 4 dragons in a row.
And we'll be seeing what they feel like, what their plan was going on to that game. We should get him any second now. And actually, we're not actually gonna get that interview up now. Instead, we're getting ready for game 2, and it is team 2 versus team 3. And you should be getting an invite. Oh, actually, it's going on the game, so you just have to join in on the manual spectator.
Oh.
But a Heimerdinger and a Puppy Pan so far. Coming in from both teams. And the clock is running down, and an Urga ban and an instant Mausahar ban. And then a Yorick was the last ban for the blue team, and then there's the Evelyn ban. Quite surprising, actually.
Well, I mean, after the last game, we saw how weak Evelyn appeared to be. I mean, if you stick her in the jungle, you could get counter jungle very easily and killed. If you shove her in any other lane, well, you saw what happened last game. It doesn't work out too well for the team.
No, there's actually a Cassidy hover over, and now a Karma. We'll see if it's Karma that gets locked in. Now it's Vel'Koz, and the clock goes down, and it is the Vel'Koz picked by the blue team for the red team. And now the purple team is hovering over Twitch and Elise. And they're actually swapping around the AD carries, not deciding. It's actually a Vayne lock-in. And a Twitch. So Vayne and Twitch locked in to the blue team. And that would be a jungle Twitch. Coming out from the red team. And now the blue team has locked in Blitzcrank and Xin Zhao. So very new. And now it's a Cillian and a Rammus. So far on the blue team they have Vayne, Twitch, the Cillian and a Rammus. Meanwhile on the purple team they have Vel'Koz, Blitzcrank and Xin Zhao.
I mean, the team with the Twitch and the Vayne is going to have an incredible late game. I mean, that's ridiculous. If you're giving your opposing team Vayne, you better hope that they don't have anyone who can play it, because that would destroy any kind of tanky picks or any picks really that your opponent gets if you allow this Vayne to survive. I mean, did you say there was a Zilean on the team as well?
Yes.
The Zilean's going to be able to keep this Vayne alive throughout. She's going to be able to chase, she's going to be able to run away, she's going to be revived. That's a ridiculous 2 picks to give your opposing team.
And in the meantime, they have managed, on the red team, they have a full team. They have a Vel'Koz, Blitzcrank, Xin Zhao, Taric and Ashe. So, very weird. And then there's the Soraka last for the blue team. So that is quite sustainable team they have on the blue side. They have a Vayne, Twitch, Cillian, Rammus and a Soraka.
To be honest, to me that sounds like a very, very strong lineup for Nemesis mode. I mean, there's a lot of heals there. I'm just curious to how the laning go. I presume it'd be maybe a Rammus jungle, Vayne top possibly, and it could be a Twitch and Soraka bot lane with the Zilean in the middle, or it could be a Twitch jungle. I mean, they have quite a few varieties to play around with.
And it looks like it's actually a Rammus in the jungle, and both AD carries have heal and flash. So, kinda interesting to see how things go for the blue side. And now we're of course hitting that 3-minute delay. We'll be getting into the game shortly. And on the red side it is Vel'Koz, Taric, Xin Zhao, Blitzcrank and Ashe, with Xin Zhao in the jungle, and that's a top lane Taric. And it's interesting to see from the blue side they don't have anyone that would have a TP, so they were willing to commit onto that top lane. With Blitzcrank, I would assume that the red side is wanting to go for some kind of level 1 invade. And now we're gonna load into the game. And let's see what kind of skins do the teams have picked. So, which team are you willing to bet on this
I
rank?
am definitely betting for the. I think it's blue side in this game again.
With the Twitch and Vayne.
Yeah, I mean, I feel if red side is to win, it would be all down on this, like the chain CC they have. I mean, it'd be all down on if this Blitzcrank can land hooks, or if this Taric can survive lane, because Vayne will give him all hell.
Certainly so.
Well, what's your vote?
I would also like to give it to the blue side. I think they'll just over damage the amount that red side is gonna deliver. And it would seem that the Vayne is the top laner for the blue side, as it would be the best, as he does most commonly go for that blade of the Ruined King, so he'll be managed to
Gems are truly
take out that or chunk out that tank on the top lane.
I've seen your death. It was painful.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, so are you getting into the spectate?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, so just gonna time the clocks. It's in on 1 minute 30 now.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. I mean, the laning should be fine. I mean, the Zillion could probably survive the Vel'Koz, maybe even beat the Vel'Koz. Whilst this bot lane is gonna, for the most part, be in favour of the Ashe Blitzcrank, but I'm very curious to see where the dragon control comes in, because red side does have a teleport, blue side does not.
Indeed, so it's interesting to see how things will work out with the double AD comp. And they are actually doing this properly, sending the Vayne on top lane instead of Twitch, as Twitch is the one that needs more protection than Vayne.
I mean, once that Vayne gets the silver bolts going, this Taric's really going to suffer. So I suspect at level 2 the Vayne will start beating down on this Taric top lane.
Oh, and actually Twitch getting hooked by the Blitzcrank gets some damage, but it's immediately healed by the Soraka, and mid lane Zillion having to force over the wall from that Vel'Koz. And now Ashe is gonna take a lot of damage. Is he gonna actually go down to the poison? He pops the heal and he's just gonna get away with his teeth crunching. And so far, even on this top lane with both 10 CS, and now the both junglers are actually ganking at the same time onto the same lanes. But Rammus gets there first, so they'll just back away.
I mean, the gank top lane was just instantly stopped with a simple bomb, really. I mean, a stun, it was just one spell. And, I think I'm very sure that Rammus used Ghost in that gank.
Yes, he did. He was going all out on that gank, but it wasn't working out. And now Vayne has gotten those silver boards level 3. But Tarek is sustaining with that heal.
I mean, Tarek does get a high amount of armor, so I'm willing to say that he will be able to hold out pretty well, but the main concern arrives as soon as that Vayne picks up a bit of attack speed. The beginnings of a Blade of Rune King.
Indeed, and now Xin Zhao is actually ganking on to Vayne, but Vayne just knocks him back up. And it's actually interesting to see, is the Xin Zhao bug still there, that you don't get knocked out?
Yes. I do believe it is. It hasn't been changed, from what I've seen.
So
is Ash taking a lot of damage again?
So there I can see the blue side picking Xin Zhao for the red team as it is bugged. Now Rames is ganking onto the Vel'Koz, but he gets knocked out away and he gets stunned, but it's on the turret, so it's not gonna take that much damage. And now Xin Zhao actually ganking onto the city, and is he gonna get away? He gets knocked up, and that's the first blood to Xin Zhao.
Yeah, the bug was proven there.
Yeah,
Brazilian just seems to have held still.
Yeah. The first blood going to the red side, and actually Ash is kind of low. He is very dangerously low actually. 2 auto attacks would be enough to finish her off. Actually Twitch is flashing in for the kill, but he gets traded by the Blitzcrank. And now Blitz is chasing onto the Soraka, but he gets stuck in the middle of the minions. But he does not get his passive blocked. And now Vayne is actually picking up a small minion lead over Tarek. So 500 gold lead for the red side, 1 and 2, with the first block going to Xin Zhao. And actually Cillian has roamed up the top lane, but this turret lane is pushed to the turret, so they'll just do some turret damage. And Rames is covering. Is covering.
You're going to have to excuse me for a little bit. I just have to fetch myself a drink.
Ah, yes. That would be lovely. But Rames is actually ganking, or actually engaging rather, on the Vel'Koz, but he is actually getting out damaged heavily by Vel'Koz. And Vel'Koz picks the 1-on-1 kill. And now Soraka gets pulled and exhausted immediately, but he gets raided with the damage from Twitch. And now both top laners actually ganking, but Xin Zhao is coming in for a gank. Flash coming out from Vayne and a heal, but it's not enough. And the second heal to Xin Zhao. Now the bottom lane of the blue side is pushing. Actually, Twitch is gonna get hooked on the turret, and that's a dead Twitch. And actually, red side is in command with this early power that they have. And actually Ash going for that Phantom Dancer. And Blitzcrank actually flashing and hooking. Ash arrow missing, but it shouldn't be enough as Blitzcrank secures the kill. Like everything that could go wrong for blue side has gone wrong for them. Rames is not getting much ganks. Xin Zhao is getting kills. And now Twitch actually stealthy coming in, trying to gank onto Ash. And they do actually get the damage by the poison, just the point a little bit. And actually Rames picks up the kill. That's not favorable. Twitch needs those kills to get to his late game carriness. And Tarek actually picking up tons of armor with the chain vest and double cloth armor. But Vayne should sustain pretty well with the Pillswater Cutlass. And Cillian is not having the greatest time, over 20 CS behind. And he's just gonna take a lot of damage. And it looks like Tarek is going for that early Tormails by the looks of it. Which would not be the best choice, as it is kind of a late game item with that percentage damage. And interestingly, Blitz is gonna get the hook, and he gets the hook, and that's another dead Twitch. And an Ash arrow hitting Soraka, he gets stunned, but he's trying to chase away. Ash healers are coming in. There's the wish from Soraka, but he gets knocked out by the Blitzcrank. Ash is trying to do some heavy damage to Soraka, and he's trying to get the kill onto Ash, who gets it. But that's a double kill for Ash. And meanwhile, Tarek is going in on this Vayne, is actually out damaging him favorably. And Jinchao is actually coming to camp, but that's a little bit early. Tarek went in too early. And now Romi's port has started. Is he gonna get the hook? Yes, he is! And that's a dead Cillian. Not even using the ulti in that fight, not even a flash, not anything. And I think Velka said it there the best, he is OP. And this top lane Vayne is not, so far it's not working out. It's not getting going. And actually Rames is coming to a camp, but he gets hit by the minions. Vayne gets a nice knockback onto the walls, and he's gonna go down. The ult is burning. There's the flash from Tarek. It's a healing. Will be enough. It will be very close. Will be the turret diving. But is he actually gonna get the kill? And Jinchao gets the instant double kill. Well played by Jinchao, being at the perfect time. At the perfect place. And now Blitz is going in, he is looking for another hook, actually he's just gonna knock back Silence and then hook if it is needed. But that is a dead Twitch again! I'm seeing him taking a lot of damage, and Jinchao is ganking. Wow, that's a heavy damage coming out. Oh, red side is just wrecking this blue side. Definitely getting the champions that they wanted for the blue side. And Blitz getting another hook on Soraka. There's the knockback. Will he be able to silence? It's not quite up yet. As Ash gets stunned on the turret, but the turret was not aggroing. And then Blitz, it blows up with the ultimate. A little bit too late. Rames is actually ganking. That should be an easy kill. Actually flashing over the wall, but he still get taunted and taunted. And using the ghost in the fight as well, so they're just gonna pick up that kill onto the Rames, who is 2 and 2. So 4,000 gold lead. Red side is not actually gone for dragons yet. And Velka's turning on the Cillian, trying to do as much damage. Ooh, they're so close, there's the ulti. And still not ulti. Cillian is not using those ultis. That could possibly save his life. And now the red side is going for the dragon. And Twitch is a little bit caught out. He's just trying to 1v1 Xiao, but he's not able. He goes down a 6-0. And actually Vayne is going for the early Tormail is actually working brilliantly, as Vayne is not able to do much damage. He's trying to go down, but that's not enough damage. And the red side should secure this tracker. Which gets a hook, doesn't even go for it. 4 on 16. Now if this isn't domination, I don't know what is. And Rames actually trying to find out that Tarek able to check down. And that's interesting to see if he managed to do enough damage. There's the Cillian actually trying to secure the kill. But there's the Asaro trying to slow down, hit Cillian. And actually Tarek is not going down here, actually survives with the split of health. And there's the Cillian ulti finally being used, but he's gonna be dying. Rames is still chasing on the Tarek, and the turret finishes it off. And now Vel'Koz finds Soraka, but Soraka manages to flash away, which is trying to get a random hook onto the Rames, and they're actually turret diving this, which is taking as much turret shots as possible, but they're just turning them on. Vayne picks up the kill and Rames picks up the second one. So that was poorly executed by the red side. And neither one of the 80 carries are still on that Blade of the Ruined King power spike that they would receive. Still only with a Pilswater and one dagger. And Vel'Koz actually going pretty well from that blue buff, but he should be able to secure it down. Actually leaves it, so he can't get it. He needs some assistance from Blitzcrank. And this should be a blue buff for Vel'Koz, who finally gets it. Now the blue side Vayne has rotated down the middle lane, but he just gets jumped by Jinzhao, who is so fed as he can possibly be. 8 and 1, going for that Trinity Force with that warrior enchantment. And Ash Arrow going down. Is he is gonna hit on the Twitch, but no follow-up. Jinzhao going for the Soraka, and Hook misses. And Twitch popping his ulti and not doing so much damage as they would want. Redstone is actually, the teleport is coming out from the Tarek. They're gonna turn on this. Nemesis is in the front line. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's still so tankier. Tarek is chasing alone as their others are going for the Soraka. And they are gonna get away. And Soraka actually getting knocked up, rather. Not enough. Rames gets stunned but doesn't take any damage from that volley. And actually, oh, a max range. Oh, that does not get. Now meanwhile, Cillian has pushed down onto the top lane, has taken down that turret, and is picking up some important CS that he needs. Blitz is looking if he can get a hook on a random stranger on a journey to far away land. Actually, they're all stacking up onto this bush. Twitch is a little bit close, but it's still kind of far away. Blitz doesn't have that flash. And actually, Blitz is just running. He gets a hook on the Soraka. That's a dead Soraka. And now Tarek is flashing in for the Twitch, but he gets knocked back by the Vayne. And Ash actually picking up the kill from the flash. And now Rames is in the middle of them, but they're so low. There's the Vel'Koz ultimate. And Vayne gets hooked. And he gets brought down. And there's the ultimate from Cillian onto Rames, but he gets down. And there's Ignite popping for Cillian. So that's double kill for Cillian. But still, 2 to 3 exchange. And Tarek is getting very beefy on this Tarek. Now Cillian flashing in actually. I'm not sure if he wants this, he's getting out damage. But actually is it enough? Vel'Koz having to pop that heal, but he gets traded some damage with the geometry attacks. Now Jinzhao is farming on the top lane to go for that Trinity Force, which he should get. And Soraka is trying to see if he can get some deep ward, but he just get knocked up and stunned by everything. Actually surviving quite a bit longer than I would have thought. And that's a good buff built by Cillian. Now Tarek is wanting to engage. He gets a stun onto Twitch, but Blitzcrank, he's hooking Vayne. Vayne is getting damage, but Ash is changing onto Twitch. Oh, and a fail flash by Vayne, actually trying to bait it to think that they will go over the wall, but he gets shown a little bit that he did not go. And Ash did change down to Twitch, but Twitch does not go down, so low, but does not go down in the end. So red side just coming up huge, 8-1 Jin Zhao, 305 Vel'Koz. So much damage that we did not expect. And finally the Blade of the Ruined Kings are finished up by both the AD carries. Blitz try to see if he can get a pull, but everyone just backs away. And there's the wild hook going in the middle of them and not hitting anyone. Ash has no mana, so he can have an engagement with that enchanted crystal arrow. But actually they're doing some damage on Twitch. Actually Twitch is gonna get hooked out. There's a Deferation Ray from Vel'Koz hitting all of that. And Nemesis is coming back around. He's gonna get the kill on the Ash. Jin Zhao is jumping on the Vayne. He's gonna pick up the kill. Now Blitzcrank is chasing on the Blitzcrank is chasing onto the Cillian right away. And he gets knocked up but not getting down. And yet despite all of this, only 2 turrets from the blue side and 1 turret for the red side. So this game has been all about those team fights. Wild Hook almost hitting onto Soraka, trying to bait it with the ward. And actually the red side is going for Dragon number 2. And they should be able to finish that up. There's no counter from the blue side. And that was a random hook to say the least. And Twitch is actually trying to see if he can get some deep wards. And gems, they are truly outrageous. And the crystal arrow hitting onto Twitch. There's the Vel'Koz, trying to see if he can get the damage, but he won't. Actually, Rames gets hit as he's in the powerball form. So he's just gonna do massive amounts of damage. Blitzcrank gets hooked by poison. He goes down to the Twitch. And Rames is kinda in an awkward place. Will go down. Yes, he will to the Ash. And they're gonna pick up the kill with the red buff. And there's a smite on Fair, and he gets instantly popped with the Trinity Force. Soraka popping the talisman. But it's not enough. Jin Zhao is just gonna jump to him and take him down. So 7,000 gold lead for the red side with 20 kills over. And they finally pick up turret number 2. And Rames is trying to go in on this turn. He has the Torment, so he's actually trading a lot of damage. Twitch is gonna pick up the kill. He actually gets a double kill. And there's the Chrono Shift. The Cillian ulti on the Rames. But Vel'Koz is trying to turn with the ultimate. Is it gonna go down? No. Cillian picks up the kill. The blue side is now getting those power spikes on the Zodem, so they are making a comeback. So the red side is more on the focus on the team fights, but the blue side is wanting to have some control over objectives, and that's why the gold is only 4,000, although they are half the kills down. And Soraka getting hit by the stun. But that's just an order to go in for the Tarek, who is all alone. The enchanted crystal arrow goes wide in the middle lane. Blitzcrank getting the hook onto Soraka, that's maximum rage. And gets the ulti, he gets killed. Now Jin Zhao is jumping on the Twitch. Vayne is popping his ultimate, but he Twitch goes down to the Ash. Now they're changing onto the main. And now Cillian is trying to escape. Blitzcrank pops the talisman. And Cillian is just trying to do some flashy plays. Dodges the hook. But there's the smite from Jin Zhao. And actually the red side is now pushing the middle lane.
They are truly outrageous.
Yeah.
Gems are truly
So the
outrageous.
two males
They are truly
with their tormails just trying to show off.
outrageous. Gems
And actually Tarek chooses to stay in there. He should actually get away from that because the Twitch is coming and he will go down.
Team's turret has been
Twitch is wanting to chase on the stealth. It's not enough. Meanwhile, Vel'Koz and Ashe are pushing that bottom turret, and that's a quite a big minion wave, and they do not get it down. Now Tarek is got out, but great flash.
Blue team's turret has
And now the two supports are having a picnic. But actually Soraka is baiting it right in the Rammes, and there it is. Oh, and actually an arrow hitting Soraka! There's the Vel'Koz damage, doing massive amounts of damage, and Blitzcrank picks up the kill. There's the Twitch has popped his ultimate, but now Ashe is turning onto the Twitch, and he's gonna get the kill! And now they're going for Rammes, and Rammes with the Torment is actually doing bits of damage to Ashe, but now he goes down to Tarek. And Jinx's trying to see if he can get. Actually, Vayne going in on the Blitzcrank gets a stun, but the passive keeping him alive. And now some PMing from Tarek. He's on the PM mode. And well, misses. And meanwhile, Jin Zhao is pushing that top lane. So the red side is finally doing these objectives. They're taking down turrets. And Draken coming off in 50 seconds. Jin Zhao is going on to the Cillian. Is he gonna get the kill? Yes, he is with the smite. Now Rammes is chasing, but he gets stunned by the Tarek, so Jin Zhao is gonna get away. And Twitch and Soraka are actually looking. Actually, let's go to that lane. And actually, Twitch going that way. If they would have gone up, he would have been able to catch up on Jin Zhao, but I'm not sure if he could change it. Because there's a damage from Jin Zhao, just huge amount. But actually, Twitch trying to turn it with the ultimate, but it's not enough. Meanwhile, blue buff given to Vel'Koz. And Soraka again is a little bit caught out. He's not in red. Actually managed to hook a flash over the wall. But the arrow still hits. And that's a kill. And now Vayne trying to go in for the Jin Zhao, but he gets out damaged heavily. Trying to 1v4. And now this is a Dragon number 3. Kicked off for the red team. Rammes trying to do some damage. Actually he's gonna do something on the Blitz, but the passive is keeping him alive. The magic damage is coming in, but there's a Cillian ultimate. It's gonna revive him. See if he can actually manage to pick up anything or even get away from this. And he actually gets away. Twitch is picking up the red buff. See, he has the Blade of Rune King and he's going for that Infinity Edge. Meanwhile, Vayne has gotten that Bork and a Static Shift. And actually a TP coming from the red side, try to get somebody out, but the blue side just managed to scatter out. And Rammes just trying to get their face. A hook misses. And he's just gonna walk away. And an arrow splitting the sea. Not hitting anyone. Ash was top lane, but he has recoiled and he's now trying to run for team's sake. Trying to see if they can. He's trying to see if he can get a hook onto the one of the carries. But he actually gets thrown right onto the turret. He's taking turret damage. He actually goes down to the Twitch. Now meanwhile, Soraka goes down to the damage of the Tarek. But they're jumping onto the Rames. He gets picked up. Vayne has the Syrian ultimate on him, so he's gonna get away. That's 3 for 1. Another quick trade. And Xin Zhao actually going for the Syrian. Ashe's gonna pick up that kill. Now Xin Zhao is pressuring onto Vayne. He's gonna get away. He uses the port passive. But Ashe is chasing onto the Nexus turret and goes down. So Vayne the only one up. I don't think he can protect against the two of the red side about taking that inhibitor Zhao. Well, 5-1 and 14, 16 and 2 of the middle lane and the jungle doing work. Now Rames takes a bit of damage trying to get away. There's the silence from Soraka. Actually, Jinja is trying to get a change on Soraka, but Soraka uses that wish to that heal, and they managed to pick off Xin Zhao. And Blitzcrank actually picking up the red buff, and now the blue team is going for that Baron. Let's see if they can fight off the red side. Actually, the ultimate for Ashe is hitting the Twitch, and now they're split up. Rames goes down, that's a double kill for the Ashe. Which is trying to see if I can get a hook. No, there's a flash from Faye, but they go for the civilian anyway. And that's a triple kill, flash. And now the red side is trying to pressure onto this top lane turret. Actually trying to see if they can pick up anything. That's a random flash. Everybody flashing. But there's a small minion wave from him on the middle lane, which hooking the minion. And there's Twitch trying to protect it. Actually almost taking down Ashe. But without the damage, actually going down to the poison damage. Zhao is farming on the bottom lane. Blitzcrank looking the Syrian, and there's the wish. And Blitz is trying to get away. The tumble is not enough. Actually, Tarek going in man mode in against the 280 carries without enough armor. He could actually be doing something, but the lifesteal is just too much. Meanwhile, Xin Zhao picks up the kill on the Syrian. Tarek is running, he's just running a distraction for the blue side. Oh, and a brilliant stun coming up from Tarek. And there's the Twitch going stealth, trying to get the movement speed, but it's not enough. Now Xin Zhao is almost getting stunned. But there is some minions on that almost going for that Nexus turrets. And Vayne trying to fight off against Tarek, but Tarek goes down with the help of Soraka. The red side's trying to do some baiting, but they're standing on the turret just knowing it. And Rames doesn't care, he actually goes down, he's trying to do something like that's a bait. And Rames gets silly noted at the last time. Oh, and Velga's actually sniping out Soraka. And Blitzcrank running onto Twitch, but he's too far away from his teammates, so he gets picked up. There's the TP coming from Tarek, but his teammates are not kind of... Now they're coming in. There's the arrow hitting Rammus. Not the one that they want, but they're gathering that CC on the Rammus. But without the Cillian, he's gonna get knocked back right into the red team. And they're gonna pick up the kill on the Rammus. There's the Twitch ulti running, but he's just gonna do more damage to himself. And there is a minion wave on the bottom wave, so they should be thinking about getting the bottom inhibitor turret. But Cillian is there protecting. Instead, they're just going for dragon number 4. It doesn't look like the red Bullseye can do anything about it. They should just get that dragon number 4. Which hooking out the blue buff for easier taking down. Which Soraka are on the side, try to see if they have something they can do. Tarek is going to the top lane to push down the wave. Hook missing onto Twitch. And Twitch stealthing away.
Here's something that won't wash off.
Ooh, and a hook. Another hook. Almost hitting Blitzcrank, but not close. So 12,500 gold lead for the red side. 75 kills. Rammus gets hooked by the Blitzcrank, but they choose to disengage right away. And Rammus takes a bit of damage from the Vel'Koz. Actually, Xin Zhao is going on the Twitch and he gets knocked down. And there's the Cillian on the in Rammus, but they're just gonna let it expire. And now they're gonna take him down. Actually, that's a pick hooking Tarek. Tarek trying to flash in range for a stun, but he's not able to. And now Xin Zhao trying to go on the Cillian, but chooses not to do any more. And they're just gonna take that inhibitor. And whoa, Tarek takes almost no damage from that turret. But meanwhile, the red side is kinda staggered. Xin Zhao bringing the bomb with him. Still only 6 turrets from the red side. Tarek me some more, but he doesn't have that much of a magic resist, so he takes some bit of damage from the bombs. There is a miner wave on bottom lane, so they have to send someone to gather all that gold, and it looks like it's gonna be Blitzcrank that's gonna get there first. And this ways gets cleared. And the red blue side is actually pushing up that middle lane, trying to see if they can get a pick somebody off. But Rammus just takes a little bit damage from Vel'Koz.
Finally right.
And Tarek trying to see what he can do. The elixir has run out on Tarek. Xin Zhao is in the base and he's only now at the inhibitor turret. And there's the ultimate from Ashe, but Soraka flashes away from hard steel. And they're still trying to go for the Soraka. Actually, they're converting into taking that top lane turret. Damage actually, Jin Chao jumping onto Cillian. Cillian's gonna use the ulti on himself. But meanwhile, Vayne gets hooked by the Blitzcrank. There's the light decoration ray. And Ashe is gonna pick up the double kill. He's gonna triple kill. Is that a quadra kill? No! A Blitzcrank picks up that kill. So that's an ace. And that should be a GG as it's a surrender at 39 minutes. Very messy fights in that one. And we'll see if we can get into the game 3 shortly.